Hello, beautiful people. I have been a little stagnant with what video to do next because all I've been wanting to do is read lately. And I was debating a little bit in my head about when I'm done reading these books, because they're all like magical related, witchy, occult type of books. To do review, and I have issues with reviews partially because I do believe that a bad book can be made, but I also like to think that I have the discernment to know and distinguish between something that is for me and something that is not, instead of saying something that is good or bad for me. So I don't want to bash a book if I don't like it, and it's really not in my nature to do so. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to be doing more of like a vlog style type of video where as I'm reading the book, I come on to the camera and basically start sharing my thoughts as I'm reading the book. Because another thing that bothers me about book reviews is like the ones that I would do is I'm afraid that I'm gonna forget like all of these aha moments, and like there's certain times when I'm reading a book and I get so excited or I get chills or I think about what a creative way to incorporate this into something that I'm totally doing that's nothing at all related with that book. And I feel like those moments are better captured in the moment. So I think that's what I'm going to do instead of actual book reviews, because I also think flip throughs are kind of boring, but I see a lot of people doing them too. Right now, we're just going to do what I said. However, this video was not that. This video is more of an accountability video. I want to make sure that I finish these books before the year is over. And so this is technically like a December TBR to be read. Hopefully I will get through all of these. There's no reason why I should not, because I'm technically on Christmas vacation right now. I do have other things going on, but my time is very much my own in the sense that I have the freedom to book whatever at whatever time. So yeah, let's just get started. Now, okay, so 2 of these books were already in my book haul, which is the video I posted previously. So if they look the same, that's why. But it's just 2 of them, relax. So the first one is Chaonomicon, or the Chaonomicon. And by the way, like, the name of this book gets me every time. I have to, like, look at it and make sure I'm reading it right, because it's just, I don't even know if that's a legitimate word, but it's cool. This one I have already started. I am about 62 pages in, and I'm liking it so far. The beginning goes over the history of chaos magic in terms of who coined the term and who started writing about it / becoming the authority on that type of magic. Well, I figured I might share like maybe like a little excerpt from what I've already read that I enjoyed. So this is on page 42, by the way. It says, renegades and rebels are considered to be evil, and yet these same renegades often become the inventors and discoverers of history. Then it goes on to say, to conform is considered good, yet leads to stagnation of society. Chaos is associated with new avenues of creation and exploration in both mythology and science. No longer is it the evil daemon of legend, but the hope for the future. Those gods of chaos who are seen as evil were once worshipped as the all-powerful creators, and their conquerors have taken all the credit. I really enjoyed that. And there are a couple of things like I've already been highlighting. I am about to start the Science of Magic chapter, and I stopped there because I had been reading all in one sitting, and I really wanted to take a breath and a moment before I began the Science of Magic chapter, simply because it's the Science of Magic chapter. For those of you who don't know, I am working on my bachelor's degree in physics, so I am not a newbie to science. However, I am definitely not a pro, and I don't know if I'm gonna ever, or if I will continue to pursue that path, but it has given me a good base of knowledge, and I really like to put that into use with a book like that, or at least that chapter, because I'm not sure how much more science she is going to be incorporating or talking about, or in what way it's going to be used. But yeah, I'm gonna try to finish that one. Second book on the list, and this was also on the book haul video, and that's The Mexican Witch. Now, this is not going to be, and I already know this before I even read the book, but this is not something that is going to be specifically for people who want to learn about Mexican witchcraft. You will learn her version of it. So, I mean, I hope that goes without saying, but I just felt like I had to say it. I feel like this will be a fairly quick read because it's not like an in-depth theoretical type of book, but most of it is going to be like a how-to. And just to give you an idea, I will show you the contents pages. So it goes into contents, and it has a part 1, which is the essentials of brujeria or witchcraft. And then it goes into building your altar, preparing altar space, how to do a spell, how to use magic words, pre-ritual herbal nasal steams. I like that idea. Readings with tea, obsidian dagger preparation. That should be interesting. Limpias, which are cleanses. How to charge an object, reciting magic words, fixing energy with crystals and candle spell. And then it's the practice of brujeria. So this is basically how to use different things. She, it seems like she prefers the Rider-Waite deck there. How to work with herbs, candle magic, candle and crystal spells for common problems. And then those are the problems, lifestyle spells. So there is, and then a whole chapter or section on Santa Muerte. So it just kind of gives you an idea of like her approach to her Mexican witch lifestyle. I have no idea how I'm going to feel about this until I read it. So I don't know where this got cut off, but yeah, she has the JD, but she did go back and do a master's. And her master's is in religious studies with a focus on Mesoamerican shamanism. So she's well researched, and just in case you don't believe me, let's look to the back. So she's got tons of notes for each chapter, but she's got an extensive bibliography. So like this girl did her research. Oh. So this is a very well-researched book. And I am really interested in doing a very, very deep dive into Curanderismo. I have quite a bit of books that I want to get through, but these are a priority for now. And like I said, this one focuses on cleansing rites. So that's what this one is mainly about. Now, the second book is also by the same author, and this one is Sacred Energies of the Sun and Moon. And this is Shamanic Rites of Curanderismo. So this one drew my attention firstly because sun and moon. And I think the witchy community focuses a lot on the moon. There are a few of us out there that mention the sun, but I don't see a lot of people working with the sun. I think a lot of us are drawn to the moon, but this is very interesting because she really pushes the sun and the different rites and types of workings and worship and healing that can be done centered around the sun. And she goes and breaks it down into actually different times of day. And I found that really interesting. This is another one that I have started reading, which is why I know what I just told you. So just to give you an idea, this is the contents page. So the first one is intertwining the energies of sun and moon. Second, Mesoamerican solar and lunar deities. Then dawn, sunrise, and morning. High, noon, and afternoon. Sunset, dusk, and nightfall. And then she goes into midnight, pre-dawn, and writes for lunar phases. Okay, I want to show you something else. Where is it? And because she is using the Mesoamerican shaman, lunar, and solar rites, those are the deities that she's going to discuss, and that is the type of historical or anthropological context you're going to receive when you're reading her books. But anyways, so chapter 3, it's going to be dawn, sunrise, and morning, rites of creation and coming into being. So if you want to use the energy of the dawn, the sunrise, the morning, she goes and breaks it down. She goes into dawn, which is rebirth and revitalization. And then she talks about what that meant to the Mexica or the Maya, which are Mesoamerican people. And then she goes into sunrise, manifestation and movement, and then morning, growth, cleansing, and healing. And then she'll go into the recommended rites and working with the energies of the dawn. This is the only book that I've come across that talks about the sun to this extent. It is an added bonus that is not just talking about the sun, but also in a archaeological way where it goes into the histories of these people that worshipped the sun heavily. And sometimes, depending on, because the thing is that a lot of this history, well, I mean, this goes with a lot of history, not just this one, but it's really hard to really find out exact meanings for certain things. So they have to be analyzed and reanalyzed. And then she'll even write down at the bottom sometimes in the notes, you know, based on research by this person or on the findings here, they concluded that it meant this versus this. But in other research, they also found that it could have meant this. And I like that because she's basically telling you, this is the best we can do, and this is what we have. And not trying to say, you have to do it this way based on this evidence, even though we're not sure if it's true. So that's just like a quick comment that I had to say about that. But this book, it is like not a big book. It's like, it's not even 200, it's not even 150 pages, I think. But it is jam-packed with exercises and ways to practice. Like, I'm just going to show you another piece. Recommended rites for midnight and pre-dawn, working with the energies of midnight. She has, and these are the different things that she recommends you do during those times. Then she goes into shamanic breathwork for purging bad habits, Maya coming to the surface mudra, purging breathwork, connecting to the midnight sun, because they talk about the midnight sun, because like I said, they're really big on the sun. So even though it was nighttime, they still did some type of sun worshiping. Then ritual offerings, coming full circle to strengthen an intention. She goes into different items that you can use with their correspondences. More elaborate midnight rites, and then she goes into those. So it's just really jam-packed with information. I have been enjoying what I've been reading so far. I'm actually going to be implementing a lot of this into my daily practice. I'm not pushing this onto no one, but I have been hit with the Energizer Bunny energy, and I just feel like taking this on hardcore right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do updates on that, on how I feel after I do some of these sun rites and healing stuffs. The last book. Now, I was debating on doing this last book because, like, that's not a lot of reading, but then again, it's 4 books. So, I don't know, it kind of feels like a lot. I am a fast reader, but I also don't want to rush anything just to meet a goal. And I just kept, you know, ping-ponging back and forth. And I was like, oh my gosh, shut up and just do it. So this next one in the theme of shamanism is Awakening to the Spirit World, The Shamanic Path of Direct Revelation by Sandra Ingerman and Hank Wesselman. So, I hate that I say so much. So, I think if anybody's searched shamanism on YouTube, they have ran into a Sandra Ingerman video, because that's what happened to me years ago. But I may be wrong. You tell me. I have not worked with her. I have not watched a whole lot of her videos. This is the first book that I have that she has wrote or co-wrote with anybody. So I am very unbiased with her. I don't know what to expect. I just know that she's been doing her thing for a while. And she has a lot of books. And they're all rated pretty high. So we'll see where this goes. My video got cut off again. Anyways, this book I'm excited to read. I really enjoyed the first chapter. It felt like it was taking me on a journey. Like, I know it's teaching me. Well, maybe not really teaching me. More like showing me. Because I'm not completely ignorant to all the things it's talking about. But I felt like I was reading a really peaceful type of book. And I don't know if it's going to continue carrying me in that way, but I'm enjoying it. And I feel like that's the reason I kind of wanted to throw it in the pile anyway, because I was just enjoying it so much. But I've only read the first chapter, like I said, which is titled What is Shamanism? So it was pretty soft in terms of, I think, like the rest of what might come, because I think they do get into some type of practices. But I will be vlogging, so keep that in mind. There will be spoilers, because I don't even know how people don't do that, but not my problem. I think that covers all of the books that I'm going to be reading for now. And I hope to be vlogging excessively, because I will be reading excessively. Before I go, I did want to put it out there that if anybody is planning on reading or has these books and wants to read along with me, or has already read these books and wants to discuss them, please let me know. I am very much open to that. I love discussing books. I love discussing ideas and theories. I think that they make for great conversation, and I don't know what else to say. Till next time.